which is this over here. Hue definition. A color or shade, right? You can see a little color on it, a little hue. Especially if he grows up, he's going to turn like this a little bit. But if he gets in the sun, he might turn a little bit darker. Right, so going back to over here. But unto us confusion of faces as at this day, that to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem and unto all Israel. By the way, this guy is a little Judah. He's Judah. Because of his father is Judah. He might look Barbados too, you know. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure what he is. But he looks like it, right? To the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem and unto all Israel that are near and that are far off, through all the countries whither thou hast driven them. See? So among the Arabs you have Israelites too, because we laid down with their women, because of their trespass that they have trespassed against thee, O Lord. To us belongeth confusion of face, to our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. To the Lord our power belong mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. Neither have we obeyed the voice of Yahweh our power, to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants the prophets. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us. And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Heavenly Father, because we have sinned against him. And where is that written? The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28. All over the books, but Deuteronomy 28 in particular. And he had confirmed his words, also mentioned in the book of Deuteronomy, which he spake against us and our people and our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil, slavery, for example. For under the whole of heaven had not been done as had been done upon Jerusalem. Numbers chapter 31, verse 17. Right. Now here it goes into that you can have other women. But let me finish this one quick. First Ezra chapter 8, if I'm correct, chapter 8, verse 92. Then Jeconias, the son of Jealous, one of the sons of Israel, called out and said, O Esdras, by the way, it's the same Esdras as here, we have sinned against Yahweh, our power. We have married strange women of the nations of the land, and now is Israel aloft. What is aloft? The definition of aloft means we're in over our head. Basically, you're in over our head. You messed up. The sins are up into heaven, right? Let us make an oath to the Lord that we will put away all our wives, which we have taken of the heathen, with their children. We're not supposed to be doing that. That's first and foremost, right? So now let me read a few scriptures that show you that what type of women we are allowed to take from the heathen nations, right? So I'll get to this soon. Let me start here. Numbers chapter 31, verse 14. Now you can read the rest for yourself if you have the time, but I'm gonna jump around. 7. Numbers 31 and 7. And they warred against the Midianites. And that's the same wife that he brought in the midst of us. The Midianitish woman. There's the same one going on in chapter 31. And I'm reading chapter 25 right now, right? And Yahweh commanded Moses, and they slew all the males, and they slew the kings of Midian, beside the rest of them that were slain, namely Avi, and Rechem, and Zur, which is the one that has the woman here. She was the daughter of Zur. Here. And Hur, and Rabah, 5 kings of Midian, so his daughter was a princess. Balaam, also the son of Beor, they slew with the sword. See? Who was Balaam? The one that came to actually curse us, but he blessed us because the Lord said so. But he died. So we still killed them. And the children of Israel took all the women of the Midianite captives and their little ones, and took the spoils of all their cattle and all their flocks and all their goods. I'm just going to read it anyway. I was going to jump around, but I'm not. It's exciting to read. So, and it says, and they burned all their cities wherein they dwelled, all of them, and all their goodly castles with fire. And they took all the spoils. And by the way, it says here they took their women, right? Going on. And they brought the captives. And they took all the spoils and all the prey, both of men and of beasts. And they brought the captives and the prey and the spoil unto Moses and Eleazar the priest, the one that killed or was it the son of Eleazar? One of those two. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, it was Phinehas, the son of Eleazar. Sorry. Right. And unto the congregation of the children of Israel they brought all these things. Unto the camp at the plains of Moab, which are by Jordan and near Jericho. And Moses and Eleazar the priest, and all the princes of the congregation went forth to meet them without the camp, outside of the camp. And Moses was wroth. He was angry with the officers of the host, which is the army that went to go fight, right? With the captains over thousands and captains over hundreds, which came from the battle. And Moses said unto them, have ye saved all the women alive? He said, like, what did you do? You kept these women alive, man? Behold, these caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam, which they slew, to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter of Peor, which is here. The counsel of Balaam, which is the one that actually caused these people, as you can see, Baal Peor, and here you can read it again, which is Peor. Where is it again? Here, Peor, for Peor's sake. Right, which is his advice. And there was a plague among the congregation of the Lord. So that is what happened. It was the counsel of Balaam that actually caused the Israelites to do trespass against the Lord. And do what? Numbers 21 and 5. And the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. Numbers 21 and 5 I just read. Not all, but I skipped this. Verse 2. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. What people? The daughters of Moab tricked them into sacrificing unto their gods. And the people did eat and bowed down to their gods. Who's the people? The sons of Israel bowed down to their gods. And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor, which is a devil, a demon, Satan. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and the Lord hung them. He hung them. But it was the counsel of Balaam that caused for them to do that. He was talking to the Moabites. Remember, the Moabites were the ones that paid him to curse him, but he couldn't. He said it himself, like, I can't do it because the Lord didn't allow me to do it. I can't do it. But that doesn't mean he didn't go against us in the latter times, in the further chapters and stuff like that. Because what they wanted to do is they wanted us to sin by doing this, and they knew. And here you can read it again. No, where? Wait. Deuteronomy. Where was it again? No, it wasn't here. Here was it, I think. Yeah, here. Deuteronomy 29. You know what I'm saying? They know. They know exactly. They know exactly how to get us. By sending women to come, because our people love women. And then therefore those women will actually change your mind into serving other gods. And they know that we're not allowed to do that. That's what it meant. That's what it says here in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7. It says, verse 4. Deuteronomy 7 and 4, sorry. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly. So the Lord knew that. He already, and they knew it too. That's the point. So going back to over here. Right, no, wait, here. To Numbers chapter 31, verse 15. And Moses said unto them, have ye saved all the women alive? Behold, These caused the children of Israel, through the counsel of Balaam, to commit trespass against Yahweh in the matter of Peor, and was a plague among the congregation of the Lord, because the Lord started to kill us, man. Now, therefore, kill every male among the little ones that you took captives, because they did it here. Where is it again? Yeah, it was here, but there was another one. Yeah, here. They took the spoils of the men, and both the men and of beasts, and the prey, and all that type of stuff, right? Right, so it says here, verse 17. Now, therefore, kill, that's what Moses said, kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that had known man by lying with them. So if she's not a virgin, kill her. If she's a little boy, kill him. If he's a little boy, kill him. But all the women, children, which are daughters, little girls, that have not known, the women children, meaning the ones that are of marriageable age, that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. That is allowed. Now, this scripture shows you also certain heathen women are allowed, but the women with children, no, you can't. No, can't do that, right? You're sinning against the Lord because you're committing adultery, because that man is still alive. And second, you're not supposed to be taking somebody else's seed and bringing them up as yours. You're supposed to do that to your own brethren. If one of your own race, let's say the men die, and then you take that woman and her children, then the Lord said, be ye more of a father to the fatherless. The book of Sirach 4 and 10. Be as a father unto the fatherless of your own nation, and instead of a husband unto their mother. So shalt thou be the son of the heavenly Father, the Most High, and he shall love thee more than thy mother doth. So when you have a fatherless child, be more a father to that child than you are a husband to their mother, because you're going to see her like a fuck toy. You shouldn't do that. He's an Israelite, and he deserves a father, a stable way to grow up, and you teach him such. And then the mother needs to come second place. It's kind of hard, but hey, that's what you're supposed to do, and not second place as in yeah, but a little more or less. Like, let me say something. She wants to go out and have dinner in a restaurant, but your son, her son, by the way, which is of your nation, it needs to be of your nation, okay? Not no Edomite baby that had a black female, your wife, and then they have a baby, and now you have a stepson that is actually a Caucasian male. Fuck that shit. I wouldn't even be with that female in the first place. I'd rather get me a white girl. But anyway, so if you have an Israelite son, then you need to treat him like that. If that is a tear baby, I wouldn't even be with that female in the first place. But if you were sucker like that, you still love her, then I wouldn't put that kid in front of me, man. Fuck that little kid. Fuck that little motherfucker. You don't have to be mean against it, but I would not advise that of myself. Cause I wouldn't do it. You know, I'm not gonna tell you to do it. So yeah, you can do what you want to, man. But don't be a sucker. I'll tell you that. So don't do exactly what you want to. You should do scriptural things, but hey, not gonna stop you, right? So yeah. So let's say the child, which is an Israelite boy, right, or a girl, the child wants to go and do something of school, or not school, but yeah, school, or just want to go out there, like a place that you didn't even promise it. You just wants to go out. Maybe it was Disneyland, whatever, man. Just whatever. Just something that that is very important to the child. You know what I'm saying? And then the mother wants to go out there, do some whole shit, or just go to a restaurant. You tell that female, yo, go buy some food in the grocery stores and go make some food, and not go out there with their kid and I'm gonna go play fetch ball or something like that. Just do something with the child, for the child needs it more than that wet mother. And then when you get home at night, then you show her the ropes. You You show her the ropes, You show her the ropes. You show what's really going down. But before that, before you put the child to sleep, you just go out play with the child, man. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is gonna love you for that. But it's not about the love of the Most High. You should be doing that for. It's for your own conscience sake. Yeah, right. I would do that for my conscience sake, yeah. But I know the scriptures too, so it would help. It would help for me to do it in my head. Right. So now is the book of Numbers 31 and 17. 17. Now therefore, kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that had not known man by lying with him. But all the women children that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves, and do ye abide without the camp 7 days. Whosoever had killed any person, and whosoever had touched any slain, purify both yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day and on the 7th day. Right? That's what we need to do when you kill people. Okay? Because we were at war with them. Now, this is the book of the Revelation 2 and 12, 14. But I have a few things against thee, because thou hast dared them that hold the doctrine of Balaam until this day, even until the book of Revelation. You had people still worshiping the Balaam doctrine of going out there and taking other heathen nations and stuff like that as wives, and then therefore started worshiping their wives because she was sucker. And that shows you how powerful Balaam was, man. He was very powerful. He was just like how you have Merlin now. Merlin, which was a Jake, by the way. Merlin, the magician. Yeah, that magician. Everybody knows about him. Everybody knows about him. He was the sidekick of King Arthur and stuff like that. He was a magician, right? He was actually a Levite, But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But yeah. So everybody knows about Balaam, man. He was this powerful sorcerer back in the days. Even until the book of Revelation, he's mentioned going on. Who taught Balak, and this is Balak but spelled with a C, to cast a stumbling block before the children of Israel, to do what? How did he actually curse them? He wanted them to eat things sacrificed unto idols and commit fornication. Which is fornication? Spiritual adultery. And also doing filthy physical adultery things with each other and stuff like that. But he wanted to curse them because he wanted to put the spirit of lust on them, so that they started to lust after the other gods and lust after another man's wife, their neighbor's wife. That is the curse that's among the curses that Balak wanted Balaam to put when he was about to curse them. Like, I want you to curse them so that they sin, and then therefore I'm gonna go beat them and win. Because Balak was a coward, and he knew that the Israelites, he knew that the Israelites, if he made them sin, they would lose. He knew this, and he knew this too. Ankiar, he knew it too. These people knew, but not all of them knew, because Holofernes didn't know. That's why he puffed himself up and he died funny. A woman killed him, Judith, because Judith was so beautiful. But anyway, you can read the story for yourself. But the point is that these heathen nations know how to actually get us, right? And in the book of Maccabees, you can see that they waited for the Sabbath days to come attack us. So we was dying and shit. And then Maccabees was like, yo, fuck this, man. I ain't gonna do this no more. And then he started fighting back. But on the Sabbath is the day that we actually wouldn't wage war. And eventually, these people started to catch on, like, hey, wait a minute. This day, they don't come fight. So they measured it. and then they started to wait for the Sabbath to attack us. But then again, some coward shit. But then again, yeah, and you do anything to win in the war. So there's almost no coward moves, you could say. But if you think about it, it's a coward shit. But like I said, then again, you do anything to win war, right? Anything and everything. Just like how they did anything and everything with the Council of Balaam. They actually wanted our people to commit whoredom. He did that. Balaam told the daughters of Moab, go get them. Go make marriages with them. Go suck his, go make them happy. And then make them bow and worship you, just like how Samson's wife made him spill everything to her, entice him, get him to make him think that you don't love me, you don't tell me the truth. Okay, you know what, fuck it, I'm telling you, and you're dead. That's what these females do, because they cunning like that. Their men have taught them good to come and destroy you. That's what they do. It's the art of war. Okay, it's the art of war, right? So that those type of women you are allowed to take. Okay, so now going back to over here, the book of Nehemiah, chapter 13, verse 23. In those days also saw I Jews, Israelites, that had married wives of Ashdod and Ammon and of Moab, which is Chinese and Japanese, and these are Hamites. And their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod, and could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people. So all the other nations, their language and their language. And I contended with them. The prophet Nehemiah fought with them and cursed them and smote certain of them. He beat the shit out of them and plucked off their hair out of their head. Woo, that would have hurt. And made them swear by Yahweh, saying, Ye shall not give your daughters unto their sons, nor take their daughters unto your sons, or for yourselves. Because they're filthy and they make you worship devils. If you go with a Chinese or Japanese right now, what you think they're going to feed you? What you think they're going to feed you? I can't go to like an Asian country for vacation. Fuck out of here, man. You see that shit what they feed them? Man, they got what you call that thing? Clam oil, man. Oyster oil. They got this shit, man. They got this. This is what they put in their. No, wait, not that one. For bami. They got oyster sauce in their bamis and stuff like that. And they got some crazy shit, bro. They put that thing here, man. They put it in here, man. I'm telling you, man. They do it. I don't eat from these people, bro. I have not eaten Chinese food in like what, almost 20 years or something like that. And in a very long time, many years. I have not eaten Chinese food because I know that no, I'm not eating that shit. I don't eat that. I'd rather make it myself. Yeah. Chinese food tastes good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't eat that shit, bro. Look, I already see pork. And it's not even well done neither. It's pink. Fuck that. I'm not eating that. They got a lot of crazy stuff, man. Oysters and stuff like that. Goddamn. Make your own oyster sauce. Asiatic ingredients. .nl. This is what they sell you, man. Some crazy stuff. I ain't eating their food. You got these type of things that they put up in the food. It's oyster sauce, man. I ain't playing. They got that oyster sauce for you in their bami, their chow mein. They got that oyster sauce for you, man. Nasi goreng, bami goreng. They got that, and then nasi too, man. Their nasi, because when we make nasi, we don't do that shit. I don't do that. But their nasi got oyster sauce up in there, man. And you got these little things over here. You don't know what the hell they're feeding you. But that's what you get when you have a Japanese female or a Chinese female or an East Indian. Thailand, India, Indonesia, not India. Sorry, Indonesia. All those countries and stuff like that. You got that. You gonna have to deal with that, man. So that is what they do. Their daughters will make you sin against the Lord, and then the Lord is gonna railroad you. He's gonna put you in front of a train and Hulk smash you. Ye shall not give your. Okay, I already read that. So verse 26. Did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin by these things? Yet among many nations was there no king like him. He was beloved of his power, Yahweh, and Yahweh made him king over all Israel. Nevertheless, even him did outlandish women cause to sin. That's one of the main reasons you shouldn't be taking certain females. like I said, if you take an Asian or a Japanese, Chinese, or Thailand or something like that, they will make you eat shit, boy. It tastes great. That's why you should be afraid of him, because it tastes good to sin, right? That's not. It didn't come out good that I said that, but actually that is exactly what it is. It tastes really good to sin. Yep. They're gonna give you some fried rice chicken, fried rice with some pork in it, with some pork up in there. Oh, I take this here. It tastes good. It tastes good. It's good. You just eat it. Just eat it. Oh, yeah, it's good. Take the sauce. Put the sauce up in. Man, I would not come near their kitchen. Some dangerous shit out there, man. It'll cause you to sin. Why? Because you might lay with her and be like, "Oh, why don't we eat this little? Just put it in your mouth." And the Lord hammers you down. Stay away from them. I would, if I was you. 27. Shall we then hark? And by the way, yet among many nations was there no king like him, because he was the wisest king. And still he got by a bunch of chicks and spreading their legs and stuff like that. Shall we then hearken unto you to do all this great evil, to trespass against our power, Yahweh, in marrying strange wives? And one of the sons of Joiada, the son of Eliashib, the high priest, was son-in-law to Shanballat the Horonite. Therefore I chased him from me. Chased him. Wow, funny. Right. So it says here, because he was not allowed to do that, he was a high priest. Remember them, O my power, because they have defiled the priesthood and the covenant of the priesthood and of the Levites. So he was a Levite. He was definitely not allowed to do that. That's against the law, right? And it says it right here. Now the reason why he chased them, wait, let me read on. Thus cleansed I them from all strangers, and appointed the words of the priests and the Levites, every one in his business. So go back about your business, man. Don't do that. And for the wood offering at times appointed, and for the first fruits, remember me, O my power, for good. Right. That's what Nehemiah was saying. But the reason he did this is because of this. Leviticus chapter 21 verse 1. And Yahweh said unto Moses, Speak unto the priests, the son of Aaron, and say unto them, There shall none be defiled for the dead among my people. None of you priests, none of you Levites, but for his kin, family members, that is near unto him. That is, for his mother, and for his father, and for his son, and for his daughter, and for his brother, and for his sister, a virgin. So if your sister is not a virgin, guess what? You can't you can't go and bury her. That is nigh unto him, close by, which had no husband, had no husband. For her may he be defiled. Yeah, because when you come near a dead body and you touch it and stuff like that, you're unclean 7 days, and the priests are not allowed to be unclean. That's why most of the time the priests shouldn't be having 15 wives, because you're going to have sex with all 15 of them. And therefore you will be unclean all times, and you cannot actually do the work of the Lord. So that's why don't have too many wives as a priest. He shall not defile himself, being a chief man among his people, to profound himself. That's why Nehemiah got very angry when he saw the priests and the Levites. When he saw that, he was like, I'm going to hurt you, boy. They shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh, no tattoos. They shall be holy unto their power, and not profane the name of their power. For the offerings of the Lord made by fire, that's why you can't do that. And the bread of their power, Yahweh, they do offer. Therefore, they shall be holy, right? Because they need to offer these things. They need to offer the daily sacrifice made by fire. And if you're unclean, how can you do the sacrifices? You can't. That's why you can't profane yourself like that. Because for your favorite cousin, you can't do it. You can't bury them like that. You can't touch their bodies and stuff like that. You can't go near them. You can't. It's almost like the Nazarite vow, but in this case, you are allowed to touch them. The Nazarite is not allowed to touch them. 7. They shall not take a wife that is a whore or pervane, meaning a demonic female that's on a heathenistic type tip, and outside of the temple, basically, is what it means. So you need to have a holy woman as a Levite. Neither shall they take a woman put away from her husband. So a divorced woman, you are not allowed to take. And they was doing that. They was doing that. They was doing that. For he is unholy. For he is holy unto his power, Yahweh. Thou shalt sanctify him therefore, for he offereth the bread of thy power. He shall be holy unto thee, for I, Yahweh. For I, Yahweh, which sanctify you, am holy. And the daughter of any priest, if she profane herself by playing the whore, she profaneth her father. She shall be burned with fire. And he that is an high priest among his brethren, upon whose head the anointing oil was poured, and that is consecrated to put on the garments, shall not uncover his head, nor rend his clothes. Neither shall he go in to any dead body to defile himself for his father or for his mother. So the high priest has an even higher thing. You see a normal priest, which is allowed into the, let me get it. You see a high priest, here it is. A high priest is allowed here, the holiest of holy. But the priest, he's allowed only here. The priest cannot go here. The Lord will kill him. As soon as he goes, he is dead. Only the high priest is allowed to go here. So he has more responsibilities. Right, as you can see it here. It's a little blurry. So is it going to come? Is it going to come by? No, it doesn't. Okay. You get the point. I hope you get the point. Yeah, the high priest is allowed here. The priest is allowed here and here. It's, yeah. Right. And that's the tabernacle. The door of the tabernacle was actually here. Yeah, this is the first door of the tabernacle, yes, but you have here, the door of the tabernacle here. Because if I'm correct, the priests, only the Levites and the priests are allowed here. And here also, here, here, and here, of course. And the rest of the nation is allowed only there. They cannot come close to this, or else they will die. Right. So here's the door of the tabernacle. Let me see. Is it here? The entrance gate, right here. You have the door of the tabernacle, yes. I'm not sure anymore. Wait a minute. I don't think they was allowed here. Or maybe they were. Anyway, the point is this. Only the priest was allowed here, and the high priest was allowed here. So a regular Israelite was not allowed here. But the regular Israelites were also not allowed to come near here. Yeah. I did a video about that. Yeah. Or I need to go read it again. But I remember that because here was only the Levites allowed here, near the tabernacle. And the others were not allowed to be that close. Yeah, if I'm correct, right. Yeah, I did a video about that in the book of Leviticus. I did that, if I'm correct. Right, so Numbers chapter 21, verse 12. Neither shall he go out of the sanctuary, nor profane the sanctuary of his power, Yahweh. For the crown of the anointing oil of his power is upon him. I am Yahweh. And he shall take a wife in her virginity. Yeah, and that's not what they was doing here. Sorry. Yeah, here in Nehemiah. Right. That's not what they was doing here. And here neither. They took women that had children. And the other Israelites are not supposed to be doing that neither. It's not just the Levites, because I read it right here also. If he saved all the women, nah. This was not only the Levites, it was all nations, all tribes, of Israel. So going on to over here, right. Verse 14, Leviticus 21 and 14. So it says, a widow or a divorced woman or profane, or a harlot, these shall he not take, but he shall take a virgin of his own people to wife. So when Nehemiah, and by the way, the punishments on the high priest is higher than the punishment on a regular priest. James 3:1. My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation, because you're higher than him, and you're gonna pay more than him. You know, right? So, going back to over here. Yeah, here. Of his own people. But he shall take a virgin of his own people to wife. Neither shall he profane his seed among his people. For I, Yahweh, do sanctify him. So he's not supposed to teach his children, his sons, to do all this garbage. He's supposed to keep them clean and not profane them, meaning outside of the temple. To be outside of the temple. If you are outside of the temple, then you are basically on the you're sinning against the Lord. That's what you're doing. You're doing stuff that the Lord wouldn't do, you know, that the Lord wouldn't want you to do. Because do you have sex in the temple? No. So if you are profane, then you do things outside of that would happen outside of the temple. So it's filthy stuff, basically. Right. And you did have Israelites that have sex in the temple, and that's why the Lord killed them. And the sons of Eli did that, for example. There was very bold Negroes, a bunch of demons. Let me see here. Right. Okay. So now about the women. Okay. You had here the book of Ruth, chapter 1, verse 4. And they took them wives of Moab. Let me start at 1. Ruth 1:1. Now it came to pass in the days when the judges ruled, that there was a famine in the land. And a certain man of Bethlehem, Judah, went to sojourn in the country of Moab, he and his wife, and his 2 sons. And the name of the man was Elimelech, and the name of his wife was Naomi, and the name of his 2 sons, Mahlon and Chilion. Araphitas of Bethlehem, Judah, and they came into the country of Moab and continued there. And Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died. Okay, so Naomi's husband died, right? And she was left, and her 2 sons. And they took them wives, those sons, of the women of Moab. The name of the one was Orpha, and the name of the other Ruth. And they dwelled there about 10 years. So they did take themselves Moabite wives. And then later on, that wife is the grandmother of David, the grandmother of David. But her husband was an Israelite. So I'm showing you instances where the heathen women were allowed. I'm showing you, because certain instances you are not allowed to have. Don't do this what they're doing. They're pushing this shit, and they have a plan. Okay, is a plan what they're doing. Sorry, this one actually. Sorry, this one. Stereo is this type in commercials and shit. They do that on purpose because they want to destroy us. But if you know you're not gonna get destroyed, even though you might have a heathen wife, you should know not to worship their gods. You're gonna get destroyed for that. The Lord ain't playing. But warn my people from me, is what the Lord said. So we're doing that. Lord willing, of course. Now, right, Judges chapter 2, verse 1. And the angel of the Lord came up from Gilgal to Bochim and said, I made you go up out of Egypt, and have brought you unto the land which I swear unto your fathers. And I said, I will never break my covenant with you. And ye shall make no league with the inhabitants of this land. Ye shall throw down their altars, but ye have not obeyed my voice. Why have ye done this? Wherefore I said also, I will not drive them out from before you, but they shall be as thorns in your sides, and their gods shall be a snare unto you. Okay, so now we know that, right? So I'm going to jump to verse 11. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord, and served Balaam. And they forsook Yahweh, the power of their God, of their fathers. Sorry, Yahweh, the power of their fathers, the God of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods, of the gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked the heavenly Father to anger. And they forsook the Lord, and served Baal and Ashtoreth, which are basically devils. This is the female version of a devil. That's why in the cartoons, these Caucasian people, they love to put female bodies and then bird feet. That all goes back to this demon. And owls and stuff like that. But yeah, she had lions too, but that doesn't mean that lions are bad. So that doesn't also mean that the owls are bad. But this is bad, because it's a woman female thing, the Queen of Heaven thing. It's going into Satanism, man. So yeah, you have these, I forgot their name, but it is a half bird half woman thing. Yeah, you have it here, you have it here. It's all the same thing. You have it here in the cartoons, in the manga world. They make it look pretty with the pretty cartoon things and stuff like that, with the bright colors. I forgot the names of this thing. Let me put. Yeah, they can make it look real pretty. I mean, with the colors and stuff like that, making it all look cute and shit. There's some devil shit, man. There's some satanic stuff when you you don't know what you're looking at. You think it's this just cartoon. Oh, you think so? If you read the scriptures, you'll know better. Like, what the hell? It's some demon shit, man. Yeah, that's what they get. That's what they give you kids. That's what they teach your kids, your children, through their cartoons. It shows you that them Japanese people worship Satan too, man. Don't think they're far. Don't think they're far from Babylon. Babylon, Asia, thou art the partaker of Babylon. They're the same. They love the same type of things. They teach their children to do some satanic shit. That's why their females flock to Esau, because they're combined, man. They're one. They got statues of these type of things. Look, and you can clearly see there's some Asiatic type of building. Whatever. I forgot how you call it, but not building, but architect. Yeah. You can see it. You can see it for yourself, man. There goes the Asian chick again. But these things are what they're doing. They're putting it in games and movies and actually cartoons. Games and cartoons. Or that's why they're putting it. All bright colors, just funny, just beautiful colors and stuff like that, making it all look dainty, cute for the eyes. It's what they do. They entice children with sweets and pretty colors and fun and presents. Don't forget the presents. And that's what they do. They're masters at being devils. That's why a lot of goth females, they have tattoos of spiders and stuff like that, because they in the spirit they are creepy crawlers. Anyway, going on, right? And Baal is just a cow, but it goes into Nimrod, and this goes into a female Nimrod, I think. Yeah. It all goes back to Satan worshiper, man. That's the point. That's the main source of them. Just like when you think of the angels, you don't worship the angels. You worship the Heavenly Father, His Son first. You worship Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, yeah. But you know about the other angels. You know that there's angels. You know that there's angels. But just like you know that they're Satan, but he has his little commanders too. That's the point. So this basically all goes back to Satan. I don't have to individually speak out. I don't even want to talk their name and stuff like that. So I just say Satan. Yeah, that's it. You're not worthy of mentioning, because the Lord said, He said, Exodus 23:19, and in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, meaning just walk, just look around, man. Spiritually, mentally, physically, and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. So the only reason I'm actually saying it is because I want you to know. I'm telling you, I'm explaining stuff, but you won't catch me really talking about these things. I just say Satan, man. Because it's one of his generals and stuff like that. So yeah, so I just mentioned him. I'll glance over these because they're nothing. They're not worth mentioning. Verse 14, and I don't even mention Satan that much, but just for edification's sake, that's the point, so that you know what I'm talking about, so that you can learn yourself, just like how I learned, right? Verse 14, now Judges 2 and 14. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel because they served these things. And he delivered them. This is what he did when he was angry at us. And he delivered them into the hands of spoils that spoiled them. And he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they would not any longer stand before their enemies. Just like how we read that when you steal, the Lord is going to make you fall. Now, when you read again, when we worship other gods, he's going to cause us to fall, and then we cannot stand before our enemies anymore. 15, whether they went out, we couldn't stand before our enemies. Doesn't matter with who we fought, we lost. The hand of the Lord was against them for evil, as Yahweh had said, and as Yahweh had sworn unto them in the book of Deuteronomy, for example, 28. And they were greatly distressed. Yeah, you're going to be in a lot of stress when you start getting your ass whooped. 16. Nevertheless, Yahweh raised up judges, which delivered them out of the hand of those that spoiled them. And yet they would not hearken unto the judges, but they went a whoring after other gods, and bowed themselves unto them. They turned quickly out of the way which their fathers walked in, obeying the commandments of Yahweh, but they did not so. Our fathers did. That's why our fathers always won. And when Yahweh raised them up judges, then Yahweh was with the judge, and delivered them out of the hand of their enemies all the days of the judge. For it repented the Lord according to the multitudes of his mercies, because of their groanings and their crying, by reason of them that oppressed them and vexed them. And it came to pass, when the judge was dead, that they returned and corrupted themselves more than their fathers, in following other gods to serve them, and bow down unto them. They cease not from their own doings, nor their stubborn way. Jeremiah 7 and 15. And I will cast you out of my sight, as I have cast out all your brethren, even the whole seed of Ephraim. That's what the Lord did in those days. Therefore, pray not for this people, neither lift up cry, nor prayer for them. Neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee. So don't beg for them. Seest thou not what they do in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem? Yeah, because the Lord is going to cut off Judah too, as he cut off Ephraim, which is all the 10 tribes. And now the remaining 3 tribes, they're still doing good, but after a while they messed up. So the Lord kicked us away too. The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to do what? To make cakes for the Queen of Heaven. I just showed you the Queen of Heaven, that female with the bird legs. You see, the female with the bird legs is the Queen of Heaven, Ashtaroth, and the other one, which is Baphomet, got goat legs. So a bunch of animal hybrid fuckery. That's what they're doing, man. That's what they're doing. And you have this cartoon called Terraformers, which also does the same thing. Yeah, then they have all animal things and stuff. They mix with animal DNA. They mix with animal DNA, and they have their so-called the power of the animals they have, you know. Which is, it's a lot of crazy stuff going on. But if you know, you will see these things, and you start realizing like Ammon is a man. Ammon is crazy, man. Like the things that they do, they mind play you, man. With their mangas and stuff like that. They can do that, man. I'm like, what? These people are. They're actually way more satanic mentally, man. But Esau is worse actually. But I mean, visually, yeah, visually, the Ammonites are very, very satanic with their cartoons and stuff like that. Very, very, very manipulative and influential. You know, Esau is just a goddamn devil. So yeah, he's worse. But still, these Ammonites are up there too, man. And to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they may provoke me to anger. Do they provoke me to anger, saith Yahweh? Do not they provoke themselves to the confusion of their own faces? Yeah, because you don't know what the hell you're doing. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh the power, behold, mine anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man and upon beast, upon the trees of the field. The Lord ain't sparing nobody. And upon the fruit of the ground, he's going to cause famine to come, and it shall burn, and shall not be quenched. Thus saith Yahweh, the power of hosts, the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, the power of Israel. Put your burnt offerings unto your sacrifices, and eat flesh. For I spake not unto your fathers, nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt, concerning burnt offerings and sacrifices. But this commanded I them, saying, obey my voice. Yeah, the Lord said this because the Lord doesn't. Wait, let me read it. Let me get it. Samuel. It's in First Samuel somewhere, or Second Samuel. Here, First Samuel chapter 15 and 22. And Samuel said, had the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices? Actually, no. As in, oh, let me get another thing because it doesn't look good here. 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22. And Samuel said, had the Heavenly Father Yahweh as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Yet no, because he would, let me read it on. Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams to sacrifice. Why? Because if you obey the Lord, you don't have to sacrifice something for your sins. So he doesn't really have great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices. He has more delight in obeying his voice. Because why? Because then you don't have to sacrifice an animal in order to say sorry. If you obey, then you don't have to say sorry because there's no sorry to be given. It's already you obeyed, and that's it. That you already did the good. So you didn't do the bad. But our people, they love sacrifices because they know they wanted to do wrong. So they went out and about and put a lamb or a ox, goat, or a turtle dove. They already put it ready. Then they go sin. Then they come back and then they do the sin offering. And then the Lord has to forgive them, right? That's what they was doing, you know? So the Lord doesn't delight in sacrifices. He delights in you obeying his voice. Now, if you do make a mistake, okay, cool, you know? That's something else. But our people were willingly doing stuff going on. Now, this is the book of Jeremiah 7 and 23. But this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice, and I will be your power, and ye shall be my people. And walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well with you. But they hearkened not, nor inclined their ear, but walked in the counsels and in the imaginations of their own evil, sorry, what? Of their own, sorry, of their evil heart, not their own heart, and went backward and not forward. Yeah, 2 step forward and 15 step back. Since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt unto this day, I have even sent unto you all my servants the prophets, daily, raising up early and sending them. The reason why it says here daily, raising up early, is because before the destruction, he sends them. That's early. So that you have no excuse. So that you have no excuse when he comes to destroy you. Ezekiel chapter 3 and Ezekiel chapter 33 shows you that. He sends them early to come and warn you. Yet they hearkened not unto me, nor inclined their ear, but hardened their neck. They did worse than their fathers. Right. So this is what happened to our people. After that, we started to go out and get ourselves these other women nation, sorry. Nation of women. And so the high priest, Nehemiah, here, okay, now here comes the, so where was it allowed that we are allowed to have other wives? Where is it again? I think here. Okay, here. No, yeah, kill every little one. Yeah, right. I already read this, but then I read it here. Yeah, Numbers 7. 31 and 7 until 19. And here's Numbers 31 and 17. Yeah, I already read that. Right, I don't know why I put that there anyway. So, okay, this is Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 1. When thou goest out to battle against thine enemies, and seest horses and chariots, and the people more than and the people more than thou, be not afraid of them, for Yahweh thy power is with thee, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. So now I'm gonna jump to for the same chapter. I'm gonna jump to verse 10. So this is about war. Okay, now check this out. This is about